Hello. I have obviously not used Periscope for a while because I couldn't remember how to flip the jolly camera. How crazy is that? Hey everybody. Have we got, I should say, if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching. Seems to be what everyone does when they're on Periscope. Hey Beck. So, thanks for joining me. This is awesome. Sometimes when you go live in a party, you could be live on your own for about, a good 2 to 3 minutes, sometimes even 5 to 10 minutes before anybody jumps in. So it's always really nice to have people jumping in straight away on your live broadcasts. And when that does happen, don't worry about it. Just continue on as if you've got 1,000 people watching you and they're all interacting and having fun. So don't let a lack of people jumping on live with you affect the way you're presenting the party, because there are always going to be people who come back and watch the replay. And the other thing I thought of too is if you find that you tend to go live for a very long period of time, then you might want to cut your live posts down. So, because when people do watch the replay, if they see a replay is 45 minutes long, chances are they're not going to watch it. They might think, oh, I'll come back and I'll watch that later. But yeah, chances are they're actually not going to watch it. Okay, so this writing is very small and it makes me realize how blind I am. Oh, Annette, hey. So, let's just get started. We've got 17 people on here, so may as well get started and people can watch the replay if they, let me just turn my computer sound off so my notifications don't go. Okay. Oh my word, guys, your messages of support and just that whatever I presented on Saturday has obviously struck a chord with some of you, because I have been inundated with comments and friend requests, and it's been amazing. Like, I am so excited to hear how you go with your parties. I just want to know how successful you are, and seriously, I need to stop going off on tangent. Let me just write this down while I think of it, because I do need to stick to my plan. Otherwise, we're going to be here until midnight, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so, no. Okay. All right. So, information posts. Everybody wants to know about information posts and how I do them. I guess quite a lot of people have been saying, it's all good to have fun, but how do people know about the product, and how do people know to use the product properly if I'm not posting information posts? So I do post information posts. Remember how I said that I open my parties generally 10 days to 2 weeks before they're actually starting? I utilize that time, so I try and get people excited. Now, the first couple of days are generally about the samples going out. So we start the day, I go live and I jump on and I'm all like, woo, look at these beautiful things, you need to buy them, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't say you need to buy them, but, that's the intent. So the first couple of days are always about the samples. Have you picked your samples yet? Tag people with the samples in the mail post, and then tag other people. I do a lot of tagging too, and I get my hostess to tag her girlfriends that haven't questioned. I can't go back to questions here, can I? So guys, if you ask a question and I don't answer it, it's because I'm trying to keep to my train of thought. So just ask it again. Was that question, do I go live before the party starts? Was that the question? I think it might have been. Yeah, I go live the moment I open my party. Like, my parties I try to go live as much as possible in my parties. So I go live the day I start it. Beck. Okay, yeah. So information posts start going up. So just say we're 2 weeks out from the party. Day 1, I go live. I get them to start getting their samples. The next day, copy and paste your question, guys. If you haven't ever event. Oh, I like this. Thanks, Annette. So they... losing train of thought. This is why I should, not be able to see your questions and comments. 2 weeks. If we've opened a party 2 weeks, First day, talking about getting them to get samples, getting the hostess to tag girls who have hit the going button and haven't requested a sample, tag them. Make sure they have seen it, and just say something along the lines of Becky, Susie, Lydia, Julie, just tagging you girls to make sure that you have seen this post, blah, 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 blah. Oh, some people are telling me that you can't type unless, wow, that's a shame. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize I had it set like that. We can't type on Periscope unless you're following us too. Well, I do have Facebook open, so you can ask the questions on Facebook and I can answer it here. Sorry, guys. I promise you I will get better at this. I'm usually a Facebook Live person. This isn't, you know, I haven't really used Periscope much. Anyway, back to information posts. I have about 12 information posts, and depending upon how long I've got between the time I start posting the information posts to the start of the party is how many posts I post through the day. So at the moment, I've got a party starting on Monday. So I started a week out-ish, and I'm doing about 3 posts, information posts a day, 7 a.m., 12 p.m., 7 p.m. So the reason I'm doing 7 a.m. is because people eating breakfast, they tend to scroll through Facebook. The reason I'm doing 12 p.m., people go on lunch breaks, they tend to scroll through Facebook. 7 p.m., people are sitting down to dinner, or they've finished dinner, or it's a quieter time in the house, they scroll through Facebook. So that's why I choose those 3 times to post the information posts. And yeah, about 12 posts ranging from how many applications they get out of a sheet to how to host a party to watch what I do during this party and see that it's not hard. If you like what I do, if you think you can do what I do, come join me and do it with me. I use SynShare. I love SynShare. It is the backbone of my business. Love SynShare. But I always make sure I'm checking on my phone so that if there are any, so that I can keep, you know, I make sure I check on my phone so that I'm still present in the party. Okay, information, code words. People are wondering about code words. So I mentioned code words in the slide, but I didn't really talk about it. So, code words. And you don't always have to do this. You don't always have to do code words. It is depending upon the interaction. So this party I have at the moment has about 40 guests in it who are all interacting people. Like they are loving the party, and we haven't started yet. We're still in the information post stage. So I'm not actually going to do code words, I don't think, with them. So code word is every time I go live, at the end of the live, I give them a code word. And if they send me all of the code words throughout the party, then they go into the draw to win a little bag of Jamberry goodness. And that's what I tell them. So keep your eyes out. If you see a live, make sure you listen in and get to the code word. And I say to them, hey guys, seriously, you don't even have to send me any pleasantries. Don't feel like you have to say hello. Just send me that code word in a PM and you will go into the draw. And that's what I say, because, well, I want to open up the lines of communication with the ones who aren't active in my party. And so that's a great way of doing it. And if they send you a message, then you can communicate with them and it doesn't go into that jolly, what's it called? Others folder? No, it's got something else. It's got another name now. Message request folder. It doesn't go into that folder. So that's why I do code words. But again, chop and choose. Work out whether or not you think you need, filtered, yeah, whether or not you think you need a, to boost your interaction between you, and it's to boost interaction between you and the guests, not necessarily interaction in the party, but to boost interaction between you and the guests. If you think that you need that, then definitely do the code word. And seriously, my bag of Jamberry goodness is usually like, you know, a little Ziploc bag of accent wraps and some application tools. It's not huge, it's not bank breaking stuff. So that's code words. Now, sample recipients. I mentioned that our sample recipients are our VIPs of the party, and people wanted me to talk about that a bit more. So I said that they're our future party and team member pool. They really are. So the people who have wraps on hands, I have a naked nail at the moment. The people who have wraps on hands, they're the ones who are going to fall in love with the product because they can physically touch it. So you really want to be able to connect with them and chat with them about random stuff. Seriously, chat with them about anything. What was I going to say then? Yeah, so just, okay, so Eric Worre, if you have not heard or read or listened to anything that Eric Worre presents, then you need to get a hold of some of his audiobooks and start listening to them in the car or whatever. Eric Worre says that the most successful people in direct sales or multi-level marketing are collectors of friends. That's what they do. They collect friends. GoPro, yep, they collect friends. So what you're doing with your samples is you're collecting friends. So make sure you make friends with them. Find out about them. Ask them about their lives. Say, I noticed in your profile picture you got 3 kids. Do you only have 3 kids? People love to talk about their kids. So definitely do that. Just connect with them. So that's why they're so important. And, you know, it can be time consuming messaging backwards and forwards. Voice messages are a great thing. And I know it is some people's freak out zone, voice messages. But it's such a time saver, guys. So try and push yourself through that. Early bird. Okay, so in my presentation, I said that you know, they get a sheet of whatever in the early bird prize. I actually do a half sheet. It's one of those things, you know, where you have a bit of a brain fart on stage. So yeah, so this is the one that I'm sending out now. So this isn't. She's just won a half sheet, and I did this one instead of doing any of the holographic because I ran a party that had a lot of teenagers in it. When I say teenagers, I mean 18, 19, 20-year-olds. So I threw in a fun wrap as the early bird, but I usually try and do something quite sparkly and attractive, and I love, with our holographic wraps too, guys, I love how they are so easy to apply. So I like to send stuff out that's easy to apply. No worries, Sal. So yeah, so early bird, they get a half sheet. Sorry, I know I said a full sheet, and I know that seems a lot of expense for just hitting a going button. So yeah, I do send out a half sheet. Now, lots of people have asked about whether or not I post pictures of wraps on hands. Yes, but yeah, half sheet is awesome. But this is the thing, I do it in a sneaky way, or kind of in a sneaky way. I do a lot of Who Wore It Best, and what do they call it? The Battle of the Jam. So, you know, left or right. So I do that, and it's always with wraps on hands. I also try and play a lot of games that gives me the opportunity to find out what the guests love, and then post pictures of that wrap on hands. I wanted to use the other hand. Post pictures of that wrap on hands. So we do, you know, the bingo board? Oh, bingo board, I throw the bingo board up and I say, who can guess the host's favorite wrap from this bingo board? And I say, comment, you know, Sally 1, Tam 35. And then I get them to comment and they tell me what their favorite is. I worry about doing too many posts and games. Okay, we'll talk on that. And then when they say that theirs their favorite is 35, I comment in the thread. I don't reply to their comment because I want all of the people who comment on that thread to see my comment. I comment in the thread, I tag them and I say, oh my word, 35 is like divine. Check it out here. It's paired with blah, 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 blah. And then they say, oh, maybe I don't like it, or they say I love it, and I write it down. So I have a sheet of paper. So seriously, guys, I do up like a really basic tracker. I really need to do this better, but I do a really basic tracker in my Excel, and I write stuff all over the back. So I write names of the people who've requested samples and which sample card they've got. I write notes about every person on the back of my trackers. So this party hasn't actually started yet, which is why nothing's on the front, but we're in the pre-party stage, so everything's on the back. It's like, seriously guys, you can make one up yourself. It's really simple and it's not hard, and you just, okay, so I've got people who say they're going for the early bird draw. I've got code here for where they can put the code word. And then I've got name of the game and the prize, the person who's won, address it, and whether I've posted it or not. And then I take this and I hand it to my 15-year-old daughter, and she enters all of this information into a database for me, and I will tell you about that in a minute. Okay, so I try and play as many games as I can that allows me to scrutinize those game groups that we have on Facebook, and try and find as many games as you can that you can put wraps on hand photos up with to try and draw them in. Okay, now no party. People say to me that, oh, I tried online parties and they were a total fail. There is no such thing as a failed party, because you are collecting contacts. I'm not sure what's happening with the comments. I haven't kept up. So you you're collecting contacts. So every single time you do an online party, try and make this a rule. You're going to add 5 people to your VIP group, and you're going to become close friends, like the sort of friend that you can message backwards and forwards with at least one of them. 5 of those 5 people to your VIP group for every single party that you run. So in that, if you look at it that way, no online party is a fail. Even ones that bring in 0 PRV, none of them is a fail. Okay, so let me just move on to the questions am I going too fast? Like, I feel like I'm talking at a million miles an hour. Okay, so Melody Ross has asked, what are the top 3 tips for organizing my customer follow-up and tracker? So I am using a database, online software database called Trello at the moment. And it is taking me months to move into Trello. I was really quite hesitant. I was one of those pen and paper type person, hence the reason I've got trackers. But my paper was getting out of control. One of my downline, Annette, she's watching this, she is like a digital queen. So she just loves and knows how to do everything digital. In fact, she should probably do a Periscope talking about how to use Trello, because she is the master at it. There she is right now. So everybody press on her profile and follow her. Okay, so what I do with Trello. So Trello allows you to make lists. So I make lists of all my customers, and and I have them in different lists. I have lists for the 2-day follow-up, the 2-week follow-up, the 2-month follow-up, and you can set alarms with Trello to go off and remind you of who you need to follow up with. I need to seriously move everything into Trello. Yeah, Sal, Trello's great. I really am enjoying it. And then you can move customers between lists. So once you've sent them that 2-week follow-up, move them to the 2-month follow-up. I've actually been doing 6-week follow-ups, because we had a discussion and we thought that 8 weeks was far too long. Okay, so move it into the 2-month follow-up list, and then set the alarms again. And then what do? Then I also have a list for my hostesses, and I move once a customer becomes a hostess, she gets moved into my hostess list, and then she gets moved into my past hostess list. And yeah, I'm trying to convert my hostess and my past hostess list now into my hostess of the month club. So this is a new movement for me. So hopefully, Melody, that helps you. You need to have a look at Trello, Trello, and then find YouTube videos and follow some YouTube videos and learn how to use it properly. Excuse me, guys. Okay. Do I share pretty hands leading up to the party? Yeah. I share as many pretty hands as I can, as much as possible, leading up to the party and through the party. And I often try, I don't have the most beautiful hands on the planet, but I try and share a lot of my stuff. I try and share a lot of me with the guests, because I want them to connect with me. I don't want them to connect with random people. I want them to connect with me. So I share as much as me as possible. So even in my good morning post to everybody, I know a lot of people do the mugs. They do the mugs in the good morning post. I do that too, but I hold on to my mug. I have a mug, and I'm like, that's my face. That's my morning post. Good morning, and that's my morning post. So I try and share as much as me as possible. So yes, I do share a lot of pretty hands. Mine aren't so pretty, but I share them. And how often during the days of the party do you share your entertaining posts? Are there set times? Okay, so when my party starts, remember my parties go for 3 days. So I lead up to the party. I generally have information every day for 7 days, for a week. And then for 3 days, we party, and I post from 8 a.m. to about 5 p.m. every hour on the hour. Now, not every post is a call to action post, like pick a favorite. A lot of them are just sharing pretty things, and a lot of them are memes. You know, that fellow, seriously, I need to know his name. You know, that fellow who's always sitting there, he says, I don't often get pretty nails, but when I do, it's Jamberry. You know that meme of that person? Can someone tell me what his name is, please? I know he's a famous actor, I think. I just don't watch enough TV or movies. I missed that question, Beck, so you might have to ask it again. So a lot of the posts during the day are they're just fun posts. But I do it every hour on the hour and I tell my hostess that. And I always say to my hostess, what times did you post from 8 a.m.? 8 a.m. to about 5. 5 because, we've all got to feed our kids at some point. So I don't want them to be scrolling through Facebook. I want them to have family time as well. So what was I saying? Yeah. Fun, interactive, memes. I'm actually, and games, and you can say, and games don't have to have a prize attached to it. They can have, like I said, bragging rights. Okay, so hopefully that has answered that question. I don't know if there is a time that works best. I think it's just trial and error. That's what I was going to say. I talk to my hostesses and I find out, are their friends on Facebook often? Are they the type of people who are going to be, cranky, being spammed every hour on the hour by something Jamberry-ish? So I always talk to them. I share with them, this is my plan. I'm going to be doing it every hour on the hour. What do you think? Are you happy with that? Are you comfortable with that? Remember, you're here to serve your hostesses. It's their party that you are delivering. So you want to do it so they'll be happy. You want them to be happy with their party. What's a quick rundown of an in-home party and your upsell tips? Thanks so much. Melody, my in-home parties suck. Actually, they don't suck, but I'm not great at in-home parties. Well, so I'm not the right person to be asking that. I'm sorry. When I do go to in-home parties though, yes, Lisa is the in-home party goddess. She can do a Periscope and talk to you about this. The one thing that I learned from Lisa that I will share, this is totally Lisa's trick, so I take no credit for it whatsoever. I don't talk to them. Lisa doesn't talk to them about the price being $22 a sheet. She doesn't say that. She doesn't even say that the price is buy 3, get 1 free for $66. She offers a bundle. So how do you get this? How much is this going to cost? Or she offers a bundle straight up. And I think from memory, the bundle she offers straight up is the consultant kit, which kind of makes sense since she's like the recruiting genius of the universe. So that is my upselling tip, and it's not mine, it's Lisa's. Hostess coaching tips. Yeah, pick up the phone, call your hostesses, and introduce yourself. And say, I love my online parties, but I really want you to have a super online party, and this is how you can do it. And talk about how they have to be interactive in the group. They have to post every day. I have a hostess at the moment. I'm posting information 3 times a day. She's still posting every day. She's posting Disney launched today. She ordered. So she posted what she ordered. Yeah. My best hostess coaching tip is to become friends with your hostesses. Pick up the phone and talk to them on the phone. Okay. Somebody else wanted Periscope. Sarah. Love my Sarah, but Sarah. Amelia, someone on my team had a question after your Facebook party talk. How do you turn fun and games into sales? Good question. Now, I ask I know it sounds really bad. And when I first joined direct selling, I was like, I couldn't ask people to buy from me, but I do now. Every single person who has collected a sample, they are the first people I follow up with. If I haven't already, well, I follow up with again on the last day of the party. How did you go? If they haven't posted a photo on the party wall, because remember, I think I spoke about this, everybody who got a sample, if they post their photo of their sample on their hand on the party wall, they go into a draw just for them. So it generally gets people posting. But if they haven't posted that, then I will go and talk to them. How did you go with your sample? What did you think of it? And if they haven't tried it yet, I find out when they're going to try it. No worries. When did you think you'll have time to apply that? And they might say tomorrow. Excellent. I will message you at 5 p.m. tomorrow and see how you went. And that's usually enough to get them going. And if they didn't have time, you just set another time. You set another time, set another time. Now, remember, with following up with people, it takes 5 to 12 follow-ups before you get a result. 5 to 12. And this is the biggest mistake direct sellers make. They stop at follow-up 2. No, let's be realistic. Lots of people stop at follow-up 1. But 5 to 12 follow-ups before you get any results. So if your person that you're following up with has not responded to you, keep going. So I ask them, Amelia, I say to them, I'm closing off Sarah's party tomorrow, and her party points are at, she only needs a few more to hit that next level of rewards. Was there something that you were wanting to purchase during this party so that you could help Sarah get to that next level? And when they say no, they can't, I say, no worries. How about I add you to my VIP group so that you can keep up to date with what's happening in Jamboree Land, and then when you're in a position to buy, I'm right there at your disposal. And generally, they join my VIP group. Okay, so we got to get our ask into gear. Yeah, with everything. Hey, with asking for people to join and asking for sales, we've got to get our ask into gear. I think that needs to go on my wall somewhere. I got a lot on my wall. So I ask everybody, and people who have won prizes, I try and bulk their prizes up. So you want an application kit? That's so cool. Would you like me to throw in a sheet of jams for you for $22? It's not too hard. And if they say, oh yeah, but I can't choose, then I just keep messaging them until they choose a buy 3 get 1 an application, not an application, but a buy 3 get 1 and a mini heater and a lacquer as well. What do you do to make people order? Ask. And do you send them to your site or do you bulk orders? Well, new shipping, guys. How cool is this? I'm sending people to my site. I've got this party going, and I'd already started the party before the weekend. So I talked to them about bulk ordering and already collected a few orders before Saturday. So I'm going to be doing bulk ordering, but new shipping prices, I'm sending them to my website. Yeah, so I guess I'll be doing both. Do you have a mock party set up that you'd be willing to share / add me to so that I can compare what I've been doing versus how you run yours? This is a super common question, and I can totally understand why you guys have asked it. I really do. It's better customer service not to send to your site. Maybe, Beck. Yeah, I can see where you come from that. Okay, so back to my mock party. I have no idea what happened there. Can someone maybe send me a heart to tell me whether or not I'm still broadcasting? Okay, good. Got a few hearts. Excellent. Thanks, guys. So, mock parties. Okay, I'm very humbled and flattered that that you've asked to come into a party of mine. Lots of people ask me if they can come and shadow me in a party, and I 100% understand. And the thing with my parties, I run them all in events, and they're small. I've got 40 in this one. This is the largest one I've done for a while. Generally, there are about 25 to 35 people in them. So when there's an extra person in there, easily noticeable, and the hostesses do notice that there's an extra person in there. So first off, I do get the hostesses permission, and some of them don't actually give their permission, which is 100% their prerogative, and I support that. But I have been inundated with requests to come and shadow me in a party, and I just don't have enough parties running at the moment to be able to share everybody into that. So my advice to you is to keep an eye on that Google Drive that I shared, because I mean, I've already been in there and updated a few things since Saturday, and I'm going back in there tonight to update a few more pre-party posts, images. I don't want to share a script, and I know this sounds incredibly selfish, but let me tell you why. Parties are very unique things, and you need to find out what works for you. You need to really pour your heart and soul into a script, and so that when you're running a party, it's reflecting who you are, because you want them to know who you are, guys. You guys are amazing. Look at what you have achieved. Us as a market, at the Australian New Zealand market, we have achieved great things in 12 months. So you know, have confidence in how friggin' amazing you guys are. So know that if you take the time to sit down and work out what you're going to do in your own online party, it will be far more effective than me sharing with you my script, or me putting you in with one of my parties. I know the temptation will be to copy and paste, and I do understand that. I'm a high school teacher. I know about copy and paste. My kids do it all the time. And I know as adults that we often try to, we often seek the answer first and then work out the process by working backwards. But I'm not going to add anybody to my parties, and I'm not going to create a mock party at this stage. I just don't have the time. And I want you, and I'm not going to share my script. I want you to create your script. What I will do though is I am available to answer questions. And I might start, I don't know, I might start a weekly Periscope where I do answer all of your questions in one foul swoop. Sally, I have no idea what you said just then, Dawn. Yeah, so that's what I can offer you. But, and this is what one of my downline actually suggested that I say this, and I agree with her wholeheartedly. Reach up. So find out, find out who in your upline is your rock star. The reason why I say upline is because they kind of have a financial and a bit of a, company responsibility to look after their downline. So reach up to your upline and find out who is the online party rock star in your upline. Go to your sponsor, go to your team manager, go to the team manager above her, go to your executive, go to your elite, find out who is the online rock star, and then see if you can shadow one of their parties and see what they do. I have, but not much luck. You've tried to reach upwards, Beck? Keep going. Just keep asking them. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. So keep asking. So that, I've been going for 35 minutes now, guys. I probably should quit. So that is pretty much everything I had to kind of cover at this stage. Are there any questions? Like, you guys can ask questions now, and I'm pretty sure. Just reach up and up until you get support. Yeah, just keep reaching up. Past team managers, past execs, keep reaching up. Time difference is hard as they are in USA. They answer messages, Beck. Just get them to answer messages. Keep asking messages, and yeah, just keep moving upwards. Upwards. Oh, I'm messing my background. So are there any other questions before I go? I hope this has been helpful. I really do. You just never know. Don't know what I pressed then. Oh, I need to learn how to use Periscope better. What do you tend to post after 5 p.m.? Okay, so after 5 p.m., I will, oh, Annette, thanks for the hearts. After 5 p.m., I post a reminders about going live, or the reminders about the game that's happening that night. So I do, that's usually my 5 p.m. post, actually. A reminder and blah, that we're going live and what I'm talking about. Then I do another one at 7, because I generally go live at 8. I do another one at 7 and another one at 7:30. And depending upon what's going on, I might even post something at 15 minutes to go, but generally not. Generally it's 5, 7, 7:30, and then we go live at 8 and we go from there. Good question. Any more? I feel like I need some elevator music in the background. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Pleasure, Beck. Let's make sure I had the right name. Let me just double check and make sure that nobody's been sending questions through Facebook. No. Okay. All right. Well, like normal, you can just send me, excellent, I'm so glad you're excited. Send me questions, and if I've got time, I'll answer them. And if I get inundated again, then, especially with people asking the same question, then I will very happily do another Periscope. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm so excited. I really want to hear. So on that Independent Consultants of Australia and New Zealand page, I want to hear how you go. And always, that's not a bad idea to ask questions on there, because you might have the same question that somebody else has, and then it can be answered. And you can tag me, and then it can be answered, and I only have to answer it once and not 1,000 times. Sally and Lisa, you guys are like my biggest fans. Seriously, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go. How do I stop a broadcasting? Is it swipe down? Anyway, I'll figure it out. Okay, bye guys. Have a great evening. Go rock your online parties, and then post me in the Independent Consultants page and tag me with your successes and tag me with your questions, and well, maybe I'll regret saying that, but no. I just want to hear your successes. Bye. Annette.